Welcome to the 12th Annual Chess and Community Conference. We thank you for joining us for this future-forward display of strategy and intelligence uniting across borders and seas. Please take your seats and get ready for the journey of game changers.
Good morning. My name is Jakai Jackson, and I have the pleasure to introduce the Think Before You Move Scholarship. The Think Before You Move Scholarship is to showcase excellent persuasive writing skills to a chosen essay topic. The scholarship aims to inspire young journalists, and over the last 11 years, Chess and Community helped over 51 scholars earn scholarships. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Brian Williams, and this year our scholarship question was about how technology forms a global culture. Our next three speakers are our scholarship winners, and they describe the importance of being a global citizen. So please welcome to the stage Aya Brahim, Jamiu Nini Lowo, Jaden Shelton.
Good morning. My name is Jada Shelton, and I have the honor of sharing my scholarship-winning essay with you all. My title for this essay was The Positive Power of Social Media, a global citizen's tool for connection and opportunity. In an increasingly globalized world, the blending of technology and culture has brought people from all corners of the globe closer together. Social media, travel, and international trade has transformed the way individuals communicate, exchange ideas, and interact with one another. The digital age has introduced new challenges, such as risks for misinformation, online harassment, and the pressure to maintain perfect digital personas. Social media can be a mighty force for positive change when used responsibly. It holds the potential to break down cultural barriers, promote inclusivity, and create a sense of shared responsibility toward global issues. Global citizenship refers to the ideas that individuals have a responsibility not only to their own country, but to the world as a whole. This modern concept encourages people to recognize the interconnectedness of humanity and work toward collective solutions to global problems like poverty, climate change, and human rights. As the world becomes increasingly connected through technology, this sense of global responsibility has become easier to develop. Social media plays a key role in this development by offering platforms where individuals can engage in cross-cultural discussions, share ideas, and take action on global issues. Social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok have created virtual spaces where people from diverse backgrounds can engage in discussions that transcend geographic borders. In these digital spaces, people can communicate in real time, exchange knowledge, collaborate on projects. In turn, this shared knowledge helps create a more informed and empathetic global community. Through social media, people can learn about different cultures, traditions, and perspectives, expanding their worldview and achieving a greater understanding of global issues. Social media has been particularly instrumental in amplifying the voices of underrepresented groups. For example, the #MeToo movement gave women around the world the opportunity to share their experiences with sexual harassment and assault, creating a global conversation about gender equality. Similarly, the #Black Lives Matter movement has empowered individuals to speak out against police brutality and racial injustice, leading to widespread calls for systematic reform. By providing a platform for marginalized voices, social media helps create a more equitable and inclusive society. It allows individuals who may not have access to traditional media outlets to advocate for change, connect with like-minded people, and garner support for their causes. In this way, social media has become a powerful tool for social justice, giving individuals the opportunity to make a difference and contribute to global movements for equality and human rights. While the benefits of social media are clear, it is important to acknowledge that it is not without its drawbacks. The spread of misinformation, cyberbullying, and the pressure to present an idealized version of oneself online are significant issues that can negatively impact individuals and society as a whole. Excessive use of social media has been linked to mental health issues such as anxiety and depression, particularly among younger users who may be more susceptible to social comparison and validation-seeking behavior. However, when used correctly, social media can be a very positive and opportunistic environment. Users need to engage with social media responsibly, setting boundaries, promoting positive behaviors, and using these platforms to support meaningful causes. By prioritizing authenticity, empathy, and respect, individuals can help mitigate the negative effects of social media while maximizing its potential for good. Despite its drawbacks, social media holds immense potential for positive change, enabling individuals to collaborate on global issues, break down cultural barriers, and advocate for a more inclusive and equitable society. As we continue to navigate the digital age, individuals must recognize the power of social media as a platform for good by embracing the opportunities it offers and using it responsibly. Social media can be a catalyst for positive global change, enabling people to work together to create a more connected and compassionate world. Once again, my name is Jada Shelton, and thank you all for listening.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, before I move to my speech, I would like to say thank you for everyone for showing up today. I would like you to give each other a round of applause for showing up. Thank you, thank you. My name is Nlo Jami Buluwatife, and I am a student. I am an ambassador for Chess in Slum from Lagos, Nigeria. As a passionate chess player, my journey has been defined by strategy, foresight, connection, quality, and that extend far beyond chess borders. With a FIDE rating of 1,937, I am ranked number 9 in the under 20 category in Nigeria. I have been privileged to compete with players from different countries, learn not just moves and tactics, but deep essence of global interconnectedness. Chess, much like life, is a game where talent, discipline, and adaptability transcend beyond nationality. And that is precisely why I am here today. I am here in the Chess and Community Conference because Chess and Community Conference recognizes the importance of collaboration, importance of intercultural exchange, which is why we are here today. Today, I'm here to meet you all and talk about something that affects every one of us, regardless of where we are or where we come from. Today, I'll be talking about global citizenship. What if I told you that your next job, your next meal, or even your next friendship depend on someone's life living thousands of miles away? What if I told you that a single tweet can spark a resolution or a conversation, or that the virus can shut down the world, or that a teenager with a message could inspire millions outside of our community? We are living in a world where borders are no longer the barrier. They were, but not anymore. The question is, are we ready to embrace this change? Global citizenship is more than just a buzzing word. It's a mindset. It's a responsibility. It's a way of life. It challenges us to see beyond our nationality, our identity, and recognize that we are part of something bigger. A global community, it means understanding our action, our voices, and our choices do not exist in isolation, but rippled across the world. It is also the belief that all humans belong in a single community, just like we are here today. Fast forward to today, and this is an idea more relevant than ever. With 281 million people living outside the country of birth, and over 1.5 billion people engaging in transnational activities, our world is more connected than ever. From education to activism to technology, we are witnessing the power of globalization and engagement. The number of internationally mobile students has surged from 2 million in 2000 to over 6 million in 2023, proving that learning is no longer confined with our nationality border. Thanks to globalization and digital technology, a child in Nigeria can take a course online in Harvard, or a software engineer here in Athens can collaborate with a Silicon Valley startup. And a climate activist in Sweden can inspire millions worldwide. But with great connectivity comes great responsibility. How we engage with global issues, how we advocate for justice, and how we build bridges across culture matters. We saw it firsthand during the COVID-19 pandemic, where the virus did not respect borders, neither did the solution neither did the solution respect borders either. Over 30 million vaccine dosage were administered globally, a testament to national cooperation. Movements like Black Lives Matter and women's rights protests in Iran across shows how local issues can become a global cause, proving that empathy and solidarity have no boundaries. Of course, global citizenship is not without challenges. Critics argue that it threatens national identity, while economic disparities means that not everyone benefits equally. Even today, 2.6 billion people lack internet access, limiting their ability to participate in global conversation. But rather than determine us, these challenges should motivate us to create a more inclusive and equitable world where technology, education, and activity empower people rather than divide them. By 2040, it is estimated that nearly 70% of global workforce will be made up of millennials and Gen Zs, generation that prioritize sustainability, diversity, and social impact. This means that the future of globalization and global citizen lies in our hands. It is up to us to decide whether we will simply exist in an interconnected world or actively shapes it for the better of our young generations. As it calls, global citizenship is also understanding that our shared humanity is greater than our differences. Whether through diplomacy, education, activism, or even chess, each of us has a role to play in shaping a future where no one is left behind. So I leave you here with this question. Will you simply observe the world as it changes, or will you be a part of the change? The answer to this question will determine the kind of future we build, not just for ourselves, but for the generation to come. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Aya Ibrahim, and I am a senior at Cedar Shoals High School. I was born in Germany, but I'm originally from Egypt. I want to major in biology and later pursue a master's degree in nutrition. I'm gonna tell you a part of my essay that I have written. Its title is Beyond Borders, Redefining Global Citizenship. In an age where ideas, cultures, and experiences transcend borders with a single click, being a global citizen is no longer just about where we are from. It is about how we choose to engage with the world. It is about recognizing our shared humanity and using our voices, skills, and actions to create positive change. More than just a label, global citizenship is a responsibility, one that demands empathy, initiative, and a commitment to making a difference beyond ourselves. I have carried this mindset across continents. Born in Germany, raised in Egypt, and now navigating my senior year of high school in the United States. I have come to understand that home is not defined by geography, but by the connections we make and the impact we leave behind. Every place I have lived has shaped me, but one truth remains unchanged. No matter where I go, my purpose stays the same: to educate, advocate, and build bridges between communities. Education has always been at the heart of my service. In Egypt, I volunteered with Eyes of the Insightful, recording audio lessons for visually impaired students, so they could access knowledge without barriers. Even after moving to the US, I continued this work remotely, proving that service is not limited by distance. Technology has allowed me to stay connected, reinforcing my belief that learning should be inclusive and that accessibility is a global issue. At its core, being a global citizen means understanding that our actions, no matter how small, have an impact. It means carrying our values with us, using technology to stay connected, and recognizing that we all share the responsibility of making the world a better place. My journey has shown me that global citizenship is not about how many countries we have lived in, but about how many lives we have touched. Wherever life takes me next, I will continue to serve, advocate, and uplift others because true impact knows no borders. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Xavier Williams, and I am a 7th grader at Bernie Harris Lyons Middle School. In honor of Gregory Ike Jones, a pillar of Chestnut community, we want to recognize a young person in this community with endless potential and genius abilities. When we asked members of the community to nominate someone special, they all pointed to Marion Greer Johnson, recommended by Rodney Robinson. Some of the quotes from his parents is, "He is a real leader and a pleasure to work with." Ladies and gentlemen, please help us recognize our young genius, Marion Greer Johnson.
Hello, everybody. My name is Marion Greer Johnson, and I'm in the 5th grade, and I'm in the Positive Action Group. And I just want to tell y'all that y'all can do anything, and y'all can be a leader and not a follower. And I just want to tell y'all you can do anything y'all want to do in life that inspires y'all. Thank you for having me up here, and thank you for the honor award. And I just want to thank Mr. Robinson because he's the one who made me open up my wings. And he helped me be a leader and not a follower because before I had bad grades, I didn't listen, I didn't do anything the teacher told me. And now I'm up here and I'm doing a Young Genius Award, and I just want to thank him.
All right. Good morning. My name is Xavier Williams, and I am a 7th grader at Bernie Harris Lyons Middle School. When we asked the members of the community to nominate someone special, they all pointed to Fedena Mauma Mihanu, recommended by Chess and Slums Africa. Ferdinand's journey exemplifies resilience, determination, and the power of inclusion. His passion for chess has not only transformed his personal story, but also inspired many within and beyond his community. Despite facing challenges due to cerebral palsy, he has risen to prominence as a chess champion, proving that no obstacle is too great with perseverance and support. His achievements has been recognized nationally, earning him the prestigious 2024 Indome Heroes Award in the intellectual category for his exceptional courage and determination. And his inspiring journey has led him to compete against high-profile figures, including the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and Nigeria's former vice president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. These milestones highlight not just his skill, but his determination to break barriers and redefine possibilities for himself and others. Ladies and gentlemen, please help us recognize our young genius, Ferdinand Mawumo Mihunu.
My name is Ferdinand. I'm QBG.
Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to say a few words on his behalf. 4 years ago, I saw Ferdinand for the first time in a community called Makoko. Makoko is the largest floating slum in the world. And I saw this small 10-year-old kid, it was just watching from a distance. Because at the time, we started a chess program in that community. And the other kids would bully him, and call him all sorts of names, and he felt excluded for a lot of reasons, right? They didn't understand that it was a child with special needs. So they would bully him, call him names. And when we started the chess program, the other kids didn't want him to be a part of it because they didn't think that he could ever learn how to do anything. He had never been to school. And when I saw him, I remember one of the first things I was truly, truly fascinated by was, the curiosity in his eyes. He really wanted to learn, and we called him in. I remember just putting him in. I asked what his name was. He couldn't say anything. So I just put him in a class. And after about an hour, the instructor for that class walked up to me, and he was crying. I said, what's going on? He said, Tunde, come see something. So apparently the instructor had given them this complex night geometry exercise to solve. And he was the only one that could solve it in the class. And immediately became clear that he had a very sound mind, and chess became his first language. And since then, we kept an eye on him, and we had a tournament at the end of the training, and guess who won the tournament? Ferdinand did. And it's been, an incredible 4-year journey, from the largest floating slum in the world, to being in America today, being recognized, not for his difference, but for his ability. And I believe very strongly that children like this are miracles. All it takes is one person to take a chance on them. And I'm glad that the Chess and Slums team, we poured our lives, our hearts into ensuring that children like Ferdinand can be seen. You look at him now, and when he starts to play chess, he becomes a different person entirely. And that is the beauty of what we do, the beauty of the Chess and Community Project, to show that every child has incredible potential, and they should be given a chance to show us what they can do. So thank you so much for honoring him today. This is his moment. I'm sure his mom will be incredibly proud of him, and his community too. We'll get to celebrate with them. So thank you so much. And
all right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Come on, I heard roaches talk louder than that. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Now, my name is Javon Williams. I'm in the 10th grade and I attend Clark Central High School. Now, I have a question for all of you. Who here has seen either The Lion Guard or The Walking Dead? Decent amount of people I see raising their hands. Now, Khary Payton is both a voice actor and actor for popular TV shows and movies such as Teen Titans Go, The Lion Guard, and The Walking Dead. This Athens-raised actor has shown time and time again that he can do it all. Now help me to introduce the one and only Khary Payton to the stage. Thank you.
All right.
Well, it's an honor to meet you, and I gotta ask, what's your favorite project that you've ever done, like movie or TV show?
Oh my gosh. I'm mic'd up. I don't like to pick favorites. I've been lucky that I don't get every job that I audition for, but the jobs that I get are incredibly gratifying. So obviously playing King Ezekiel on The Walking Dead was an amazing thing. Somebody gives you a head of dreadlocks and a tiger. It's a good job. I've been playing it doesn't sound like it now, but I play a 16-year-old half robot superhero, and I've been playing that since 2003. How old are you? When were you born?
2010.
2010.
Way before my time.
Exactly. So literally, that cartoon character, can vote and drink, and both things that you're not quite able to do yet. But so Cyborg, I've been playing since 2002, 2003. I've played so many characters, but yeah. So it's hard for me to choose. Yeah.
Well, since you can't choose one, what's your favorite part about just the job in general?
Just the wondrous variety. I love that. I love that I can use. I guess, my love of curiosity and the human condition to embody different parts of myself. I think you know, acting isn't necessarily about you know, taking on trying to become a different person, but highlighting different parts of yourself and shining a light on those so that people can find connection. I think, you know, I think a better answer to that question is that to what my favorite thing about what I do is the connection that I have with people, and I think that I had a really interesting experience coming back to Athens. I was born in Augusta, Georgia, but I've lived since I was in the 3rd grade in Athens, Georgia, and my parents moved here. My father's a doctor, and he to start his pediatric practice, and he practiced as a pediatrician for 40 years here in Athens. And so I was just telling Zach, I can't walk 30 feet in this town without somebody stopping me and saying, "You're Dr. Payton's son. Let me tell you something about Dr. Payton. Let me tell you about this one time that," and they all say this one time, but apparently everybody has the same story about them calling my dad in the middle of the night because their kid was sick or their kid was you know, had some sort of problem. And my dad said the same thing, no matter what time of night it was. It could be 8 o'clock, it could be 2 in the morning, and he would say, "Meet me at the office." And he would get out of bed, and I would hear him get up. I would hear him get up and go, and I always thought that he was going to the hospital, that maybe some child was in the emergency room. That's how I remember my dad, in the emergency rooms. Sometime when we didn't have a babysitter, I was doing my homework in the emergency room. And but my dad he would go out in the middle of the night and meet somebody at his office, and if they didn't have enough money for the medicine, they would always bring these samples to the office, and he would find like five or six, you know, vials, or 5, 6 little you know, tear open samples to give to them. And I realized that I always thought that my father and I were very different people. You know, he always wanted me to major in chemistry because you know, if this acting thing didn't work out, I could always work in a lab. And I told him, I said, "Dad, you know, that's the way people go to jail for the wrong reasons." Somebody like me ends up in a lab putting the wrong DNA in the wrong vial, and it all goes sideways. You don't want that. And so I always thought we were very different, but I realized that we were all, both myself and my dad, we wanted the same thing. We wanted connection. I wanted to be able to, and I found that I could connect when I got on stage. There was something in me that could connect to an audience. I was actually kind of a wallflower growing up. If I wasn't with my family where I was comfortable, I was kind of quiet. I was a little kid. I was the littlest kid in school for the longest time. And but you put me on stage, and I felt like I had room to breathe, and I had room to be able to express myself, and I could feel this electricity between me, this little air, I can't help it, I gotta get up. This area between you and me right now, there's crackling energy between that space, that air, between you and I. Something's happening today, right? And I can take that, and we can have a moment, and we're gonna walk away from here today, and we're gonna remember something about today. And it's and that connection is something, it was like a drug to me. And I realized that my dad had that same, it was the same drug, but it was where he met a child in his office, maybe during business hours, but maybe after hours. And that's where he made his connection. And connection is all that matters. It doesn't matter how you make it. I'm so excited to see all these young guys. They're wearing these suits. They're looking good. You got your bow ties on. I love it. The whole point of that is so that you make an impact on somebody visually, right? You know, so that somebody knows that you're someone that they can come to for something, whatever that might be. So for my dad, it was to make sure that children were well, but also to make sure that when they came to him, they knew that Dr. Payton was going to take care of them. We can all do that in our walk of life. I think it's so important that everywhere you go, you remember that you can always make an impact on someone. There's been 2 times in my life that I've had experiences where I've had an innocuous conversation with a friend. I learned that I had ADHD when I was 40 years old. They told me I had ADHD when I was 12, but I didn't believe it. I just thought I was lazy. I just thought I was kind of flighty. I just thought I needed to get my stuff together. But finally, I read this book that and I saw all of these examples of teachers and professors and scientists who are amazing at what they did. And I was like, all of these people have ADHD. All of these people have minds like mine. And finally, the thing about ADHD is that because your mind bounces in so many different directions, you think that you're not getting anything done. Because you think that you should always have done something by now. I should have done something by now. And you don't realize that you've been doing things this whole time. I've actually had a pretty successful career. I didn't realize it for a very long time. I didn't realize the impact I was making on people for a very long time. So to go back to these 2 conversations that I was having with these friends of mine, I honestly don't remember what we talked about. I don't remember the context of the conversation. But what I do know is that years later, one was a cousin of mine. One was a friend of mine that I met at an ADHD support group. And both of those people were at a point where they had become disillusioned with life. And they had thought very seriously that maybe they should end their lives rather than go on with the struggle. But something in the conversation that I had with them told them that, you know what, maybe life is worth living. Maybe we should, you know what, get up tomorrow and see how that goes. I don't remember what I said, but I do know that it was important that I make connections with people in my life. You never know what or when or how you're going to make an impact on someone's life. You may not remember what you say, but what you say is important. I can't remember the question. All right. Let's do this again. Let's start again. Let's start over.
I think my partner over here, when you were talking about your childhood, I think my partner over here has a question about that.
All right.
What was it like growing up in Athens in the 80s?
Way back in the 80s. You know, I loved growing up in Athens back in the old days. You know what my favorite memory of Athens was on a Saturday. On a Saturday, Athens is the second largest city in Georgia because everybody rolls into town for Georgia football, right? And if you're a kid in Athens, Georgia, and you just walk around just walk around the stadium, you will get fed so well. Just wander. Boy, what are you doing over here? Anybody give you some food? Man, I don't know, wings. I don't even eat meat anymore except fish. But when I was a kid, I ate it all. And let me tell you something. I don't know how I stayed so skinny, cause that walk between Broad Street and the stadium, that was good eating food right there. That was good eating food.
What do you enjoy more, voice acting or live action? Acting and why?
Say it again.
What do you enjoy more, voice acting or live action? Acting and why?
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I mean. I'm so excited that I don't have to choose. I feel like I'm very lucky. When I came into to start doing theater and I did a little stand-up comedy. I was doing kind of serious roles in theater, and then I would do stand-up comedy. So I did a little bit of everything. You know, I would do a drama, at one moment, and then I'd do a comedy at another moment. And so and then I started doing voiceover maybe about 8 years into my career. So I love that it just was constantly changing. I remember when I first got the job for Teen Titans, I'd never auditioned before for a cartoon, and so but I got this opportunity, and I went to Warner Brothers Animation. There were these big, tall glass doors. It was like Willy Wonka, except for like cartoons, and you open the doors. I'd sing if I could, but I can't right now. And there was this seven-story banner that was hanging in this lobby, this opulent lobby of the Justice League of America, and that was like the big cartoon at the time. And sitting in this beautiful lobby was every black dude from every TV show I'd ever seen in the 90s. And I thought, I'm probably not going to get this job. Urkel was there, and all the guys from In Living Color, and all the guys from Living Single, and everybody on UPN, everybody who was Moesha's boyfriend, everybody, they were all there. And I thought to myself, nobody knows who I am. I'm never going to get this job, but I'm just going to be excited for the opportunity. And I remember getting in front of the microphone in this music stand, and reading. And I was auditioning for Cyborg, so playing this half-robot kid. And I just remembered closing my eyes and thinking, I can be anything. I could be anything I want to be right now. Nothing, I'm kind of a skinny little black dude. And most of the times when I was auditioning for stuff, they always wanted kind of like the big burly black guy. And I was like, dang, yeah, okay, I can act like a big burly black guy, but I'm not that guy. And but when I was doing voiceover, it didn't matter what I looked like. I could do any of it, and so that was the beauty of voiceover for me. And weirdly enough, I feel like more opportunities started to open up for me as in live action, even when I was doing the voiceover. So yeah. So for long story short is. I'm just glad I don't have to choose. I'm glad I get to do both. I'm glad that right now I am literally playing live action stuff, and I like to jump around. I like to be athletic. So I love that right now I get to use my voice, but I also get to use my body. I don't know how much longer I got in these knees. I'm going to use them until I use them up. So, yeah.
I think for one more question to finish up this bit, what is some advice you would give to someone who is in your childhood situation right now?
You know what? If you're in my childhood situation, you're in a very good situation. Because if you're a child like me, then you had a mom like my mom. My mom, I am not gonna tear up right now. How dare you? My mom is in the audience right now. My mom learned this from her mom. My grandmother, Johnny Mae Middleton, pushed my mom to do things that she otherwise wouldn't. My mom would love to draw, and my grandmother saw that, and she was like, "You're an artist." She named it, and was like, "You're an artist. You're gonna be an artist." And she pushed her that way, and pushed her in the Upward Bound program, pushed her to go to an integrated high school that my mom did not want to go to. My mom wanted to go to the school that her brothers and sisters were going to, and she was like, no, you're gonna go to this school where this principal says that black people are not smart enough to go there. You're gonna go prove her wrong. So she's gonna push you and make you go do it. My mom was the same way. I was in the first grade. I saw Cyrano de Bergerac in a community college production, and I remember watching this guy swashbuckler with a sword in his hand, the wittiest man in the room. And I remember thinking, I want to be that guy. I went home to my mom and I said, Mom, I'm starting a theater company. I'm starting a theater company. I was like, I want to be on TV. And my mom found like a recreation center and put me in theater. And my mom, when I said there was a contest, a talent contest, that I saw a commercial on TV. And my mom said, okay, fine. So then she found somebody with a video camera and videotaped me doing weird little skits, because I didn't really sing or dance. So, and I ended up winning that contest when I was 13 years old. But it gave me this idea that you know what? If I want it, I can go do it. You know? Find that person in your life, you know, who's gonna take what you want and help you make it happen. You know, keep pulling on life's beautiful suit coat that he just got here. You know, and find that person who's gonna put you in the position to succeed. I am very lucky. We talk about privilege. We talk about white privilege a lot, but we need to talk more specifically about privilege in general. I had the privilege of having a mother who took what I said and put it into action. You know, find your privilege, find your person who's going to put you in a position to help you flourish. You know, yeah. Any kid who grew up like I did doesn't need my advice, because they've already got somebody in there who's pushing them out the nest. You know, so yeah.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Payton.
Oh. There you go. All right. Nice to meet you. Nice.
You have anything else you want to say?
It goes so fast when you talk as much as I do. Here we go. All right, Zach, you're up, buddy. All right, go ahead, guys.
Good morning. My name is Bryce Johnson. I'm in the 11th grade, and I attend Clark Central High School. And I have one question for y'all. How many of y'all like Zaxby's? Well, today, I have the pleasure of introducing the chairman and founder of Zaxby's, born and raised in Athens, Zach McLeroy, who through hard work, determination, and resilience has built the billion-dollar franchise. Please welcome Zach McLeroy. Thank you.
Well, first thing I want to know is, who is this guy right here? Couldn't y'all get somebody a little bit younger? And I heard that Khary said that you don't eat meat anymore. Is that right, Khary? You're a vegetarian? Khary, you don't eat meat anymore. Is that right? Not even Zaxby's? If I gave you a gift card, would you go? All right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Ethan Crawford, and
my name is Jaden Malamuto.
And today we have a few questions for you. So, your first question: what was your favorite hangout spot growing up in Athens?
Well, I grew up in Athens a long time ago, And back in the day, for me, it was really just I played outside a lot. I actually ride bikes, and I played with the kids in the neighborhood. We played. I need a mic. Okay. And spent a lot of time outside playing. And I was also a member of the Boy Scouts. I went to Chase Street School, and I played school sports. So I spent a lot of time outside. Unlike kids today, most are into gaming. I was outside all the time.
What sports did you play?
All the sports. I played baseball, football, kickball, everything that the school offered.
Did you start drumming when you were a little kid?
Actually, I did. Actually, I was given a drum set for Christmas one year. I think I was 6 years old. And that's when I found my love for drumming. And I've continued to play my entire life.
So you still play?
I still play today.
So did you know that you were going to be successful in life as a teenager?
Actually, I sort of thought, when I was a young kid your age, I used to admire people that I would see that would be very successful. I would see people driving very nice cars, dressed very nice, and I always thought, I want to be that. I want to have that one day. I want to be very successful. To me, that was the definition of success. Driving a nice car, living in a nice home, dressing very nice. And I didn't know how I was going to achieve it. But one thing I do remember very distinctly, when I was in the 8th grade, I started thinking about success. And I used to write my name all the time. And I would tell my friends, look at my name. One day I want to either be very, very rich or I want to be very, very famous. I didn't know how. I didn't know what I was going to do. But I just had this internal belief that one day I'd be very successful.
Okay. So what is daily life like now that you're successful? Is it harder or easier?
I would say it's easier, but there comes a lot of challenges with success. I think you have a lot of concerns, and when you become successful, you think about things that you didn't think about before. You think about security, you think about safety, you think about wealth preservation, you think about, like I said, security a good bit. Right. You have to have more insurance. You think about things that could possibly happen to you. But in a lot of ways, my life is simpler. It is easier. But it's not without challenges and complications. Just because you're successful doesn't mean you don't have any problems.
Right. Oh, by the way, I didn't know, what does wealth preservation mean?
So when you're successful and you make money, then you have to worry about how do you keep that money? How do you keep from losing the money? How do you invest it? How do you take care of it? How do you protect it? That's wealth preservation.
Who or what inspired you to start your business, and why did you choose chicken restaurants when there are already a lot of fast food restaurants like Wendy's, McDonald's, and Chick-fil-A?
Well, as I went through high school, I had restaurant jobs. And I did that, and it was a means to have spending money, to pay for my gas, to pay for my car, to put myself through college. And I did that all the way through college as well. And so, not really realizing it, but at the time when I looked back and I had graduated college, I realized I had a love and a passion for hospitality in restaurants. And that's the time that I decided I would open my own restaurant. And at the time, there was no concepts like Zaxby's. We were the first of our kind. And Coca-Cola actually, I guess they could say they identified us as a quick casual restaurant. At the time, there were only fast food, no quick casuals. And most restaurants would serve chicken fingers as an appetizer, not as an entree item. So I saw it as an opportunity to create a concept that served chicken fingers as an entree.
Okay. So what was one of the difficult challenges you faced starting Zaxby's?
I would say the most difficult challenge early on was the naysayers. Everyone I met would tell me there's no way this concept can survive. You're only going to serve chicken. No one had ever heard of a concept just serving chicken other than Chick-fil-A. So everybody I met, all of the subcontractors, all of the vendors, they would kind of laugh in my face and tell me I'm going to fail. I'm not going to be successful. There's no way a concept like this could possibly work. And so that just drove me and gave me more ambition to prove people wrong. And so I tried even harder, and I sacrificed even more to make sure that I could prove people wrong.
Okay. So like when you say like everyone, do you mean like your family too?
My family supported me.
Okay.
Some of my friends supported me. Some of my friends laughed at me. But most people were very critical and thought that there was no way it could possibly be successful.
Okay.
Did you have a favorite chicken restaurant before Zaxby's opened up?
I did not.
So, in your opinion, what are the key ingredients to running a successful restaurant, food chain, or business?
There's so many key ingredients, and I think first and foremost, it's you're not doing it for the money, you're doing it for the passion. It's what drives you to do it every day, what drives you to get out of bed and go to work because it's something you love to do. It has to be that passionate. The money will follow if you do what you love and you do that you do well. And also, I think the fact of believing in people and giving people the ability to help you achieve your success. If you help others to achieve their success, they'll help you to achieve yours. So it's really believing in people, letting people do their jobs, and helping you to achieve the goals you set out.
Okay. If you go back in time and like change a decision you made, which one would it be?
You know, I think it's human nature to always think about what I've done different or what would I change. And I think we all do. We all question ourselves from time to time about our journey through life, what I have done different. And I think because we're successful, and I look back at it, I don't think I would have changed anything because the path we took led us to where we are today. So for me, I don't think I would have changed anything.
Were you ever afraid of Zaxby's closing down?
Yes, there were a couple times. When we had the financial crisis in 2008, 2009, that was a scary time for all of us, and certainly in our business. People were spending less money, not going out as often, and that affected our business. So that was a scary time for us and our franchisees. And then again, when we had COVID, COVID was probably more severe than a financial crisis because people had stay-at-home orders. You couldn't go into restaurants. You could only serve through the drive-thru. And for about 8 to 10 weeks, we had the biggest declines we'd ever seen in our business. And we really thought we were going to fail, have to close the doors. But we figured it out. And we figured out how to be more efficient in the drive-thru, how we could serve people outside the restaurant walls. And then sales started to turn and started to go positive. And we weathered the storm and got through it. And it made us a stronger company. And it made us have stronger franchisees.
What advice would you give a young person like myself trying to start a business?
I would say, you have to have a strong self-positive image. As you can see, this is mine right here. You have to really believe in yourself, and you have to have a sort of a resilience and believe that you can do what you think what your goals are. And you have to be able to ward off the negativity around you. People are saying there's no way you can do it, there's no way you can achieve it. So you have to have this persona of your inside self, of your achievement and what you can do. And you have to see yourself as a superhero. Because without that, it's going to be really hard to achieve what you want to achieve. Because you're going to face so many challenges, so many obstacles, and so much negativity against what you're trying to do. So I think having a good self-positive image and thinking of yourself that you can achieve anything is what it takes.
Okay. Thank you.
What is your favorite pastime?
My favorite pastime was days at home when I was playing my drums and thinking about being a rock star and traveling the country, because I truly thought I was going to grow up and be a rock star. I played in various small bands. I was going to get out of high school, go join a band, and then I realized if I do that, I'm leaving all of my friends behind. I will miss all those fun times on the weekend hanging out with my friends. So that's when I kind of hung at the idea of being a professional drummer and traveling the world.
So like, do you still play in like small bands now?
I don't play any bands now, but I still jam out every once in a while.
Okay. And well, we have one more question, then we'll wrap it up. What are some ways you're giving back to the community?
Well, my initial way to give back was through Youth Force. I really believe in what Youth Force is doing in Chester community, the way it's impacting you young men and women, and the things you're able to do and opportunities it provides. And one of my greatest joys is giving back, especially to the Athens area where I grew up, giving to various charities. And that's really what I enjoy today. It's what gets me out of the bed in the morning. Since I'm semi-retired, and I'm trying to turn my focus now is to what charities and what individuals can I truly go out and impact and make a difference.
That concludes your interview today, Mr. McLeroy. Thank you so much for being here and answering our questions. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
To everyone gathered here today, I would like to extend a vote of thanks from Chess and Community for taking the time out of your day to be here with us. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day.
Good morning. My name is LJ Lemuel LaRoche Jr. I am 11 years old, and here's a fun fact. I may be the only one in this room who has been to each and every Chess and Community event since even before I was born. Now that I'm 11, I get to be a part of this program, participating in many things like chess, robotics, debates, and even climbing Stone Mountain. So, it is my privilege to introduce you all to the Director of Chess and Community. Please welcome my father, Lemuel Life LaRoche.
Good job. Good morning. I've heard vultures talk louder than that. Good morning. What an amazing event. What an amazing time to be here. I can't express enough how thankful I am to Khary for coming in town. You came to Youth Force yesterday and show you that connection that you talked about. There's that connection between, not only did you come to Youth Force and spoke to a lot of the students that graduated, you also got to meet Zach McLeroy, who funded. It was his initiative that got Youth Force off the ground. So there's a lot of amazing things happening in this community. People once said, they said, okay, Life, man, when y'all gonna start serving food? Y'all know we got us here all day. How many of y'all got a Zaxby's gift card? Raise your hand if you have one. Okay, please thank Zach, Mr. Zach, for that, right? I want to take a moment to bring all of the Chess and Community, young men and women, and all of the Chess and slums, young men and young women, please come to the stage. It is the amazing work of these kids. You often hear and read that too much things are happening in the community. Not enough positive things are happening in the community. There's no hope for the youth. You hear all of these negative ideas and what people say about our youth. Do you still believe that? No. Do you still believe that? No. This is what our young people are doing in this community, in communities across Macon, in communities in Atlanta, and we have kids, I don't know if we could bring it to the screen, from Nigeria, from Lagos, Nigeria, tuning in. There they are right there. Those are kids from Lagos, Nigeria. I don't know if Tanzania is still up. Do we still have our young people from Tanzania in the screen? Y'all give it up for Tanzania. We have kids from Costa Rica. Y'all give it up for Costa Rica. Dominican Republic. This is being live streamed across the world and is showing the world what we are doing in Athens, Georgia. And not just in Athens, Georgia, what we are doing in Lagos. When we connected with Tunde, yes, Chess and Community is making great work in Athens, around the state. But there's a lot of organizations around the country, around the world that are doing phenomenal things. So when we link with Tunde, with Chess and Slums, we not only starting to make our impact in Athens and Lagos, but we're making a global impact. And this is just the beginning of the vision of all of the things that we plan to do. Thanks to Mr. Zach McLeroy, we are now able to take the work that we're doing in Athens across the country. One more time for Zach. And as you can see, everything don't happen in a vacuum. Everything don't happen in a vacuum. Anybody know what's going on next year? What's coming to Atlanta? The World Cup. What is the World Cup? I've heard roaches talk louder than that. What is the World Cup? It's a soccer event. So we're going to have billions of people in town. We ain't going to let Atlanta get all that energy. We're not going to let Atlanta get all of the attention. You see all these robots, and I'm challenging you all, young, old, medium, ancient, wherever you are, the kids are going to teach you how to work with some of these robots because these kids are going to transform these robots so they can play soccer right here at the stadium. So these are all the things that we have coming up. But I'm going to say this. This is why I'm going to become a Baptist preacher. Let me stop, right? But I'm going to say this. If you all look on the table, youth development doesn't happen in a vacuum. I wish we can say that everybody, we have all the resources in the world to make it happen. It doesn't. So it's philanthropists like Zach McLeroy and others that give constantly, all of our sponsors that give to make this event happen. It doesn't happen in a vacuum. We have a QR code on the table. I know Sterling will be proud of me right now. He's always saying, Life, you better get up there and tell people you need help and stop just going up there and make it all happen. Sterling, I'm taking your advice. I need everybody to look at the QR code on your table. If you can give $1 or $1 million, we'll take it all, right? But the work that we're doing is critical, not just for what's happening in our community in Athens, but across the country. We have Chess and Slums that are here as well, and if you want to find time to support them, they are doing some phenomenal things as well. We are here. We're not going anywhere. Youth development shouldn't happen in our silos. We're using Youth Force and various different youth organizations that we have here. We are working together to make an impact in this community and to create feeder systems so our young people can go from youth, young leaders that they are, and have access to opportunities that can take them to the next level. All right? We don't just want to talk. Youth development is not a verbal thing. We don't just talk, yeah, I do youth development. No, it's an action. It's a verb, right? We don't want just talk. We want action. And this is what we're doing, and it is the help for all the parents. Where the parents at? Thank y'all for trusting us. Day in and day out, allowing us to work with your youth. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes we have headaches. Sometimes they come in frowning when it's early in the morning. But thank you so much for being dedicated and believing enough in us to bring your children. Youth Force, Boys and Girls Club, Zach, thank you so much for giving us the space where we can continue to develop our young people. Chess and Slums, thank y'all so much for the coordination that we're doing because we are going to be taking some of these young people to the continent, right? So we can have a chess and community in the continent, and we're going to invite all of you to come on out here. From Nigeria, Kenya, Tanzania, from all over, we're going to do this. Youth development needs to have a vision. If you don't have a vision, where are we going? And this is what we're doing. So, Khary, man, what I saw yesterday at Clark Middle, man. He stopped in Clark Middle, and the energy in that building, it lit it on fire. And that shows you what you said, which was critical, that we can make an impact. And sometimes you don't know what you're saying. You don't know what you say that makes that impact, but we can all make that impact. Thank you so much for those words. Zach, thank you so much for challenging the audience to believe in themselves, challenging them to recognize that we all have that superpower, that superhero inside. And when we recognize that and we own that and we claim that, this is where we can take ourselves to the next level. So do we have superheroes in this crowd? I've heard roaches talk loud in that. Do we have superheroes here? That's what I'm talking about. Where's Chess and Community Making? Y'all stand up, please. All right. I grew up in Macon, and I knew about all the war stories that was going on in Macon. I graduated from Southwest High School, and I barely graduated. Because it was a war zone out there in Macon. So when we established this in Athens, the first thing with all the crime and the violence that was happening in Macon, we said we're going to go to Macon and we're going to make this happen. And Chuck, thank you so much for believing in the vision. And now we have a Macon chapter that is thriving and up and moving. Give thanks, King. Of course, we can't do this without our fiduciaries, the board. We have our board members. Y'all give it up for some of our board members. Thank you so much for keeping me intact, keeping me in line, and making sure that I do what I need to do. So here's the thing. What I'm asking for is it's going to be an experience. We have an entire art gallery right here. And all of the artwork that you're going to see in this gallery, the theme for this conference, my man Des, young Des. You see him, he's over there. We did not sleep last night. We was up all night trying to make it happen. Thank you so much for the work and the dedication that you put in to make this conference. And not just you, Des, all of the Chess and Community. I see Ashley in the back. Everybody from Chess and Community, stand up, please. Thank you so much, Ashley. The interns, you know, day in, day out, having to deal with all the craziness that I bring. Thank you so much for being patient with me through this process. So when you get a moment, please make sure y'all go and check out some of the artwork. Please make sure that y'all get on some of these robots. Please make sure that y'all give some love to DJ Bentley over there, that we have some virtual reality. We got a robot dog. Y'all make sure y'all go and enjoy this conference, all right?